speaker. They're on the back. Welcome to today. My name's Steve Walsh. Thank you for coming today. This is a very significant time for us in recognising our sovereign flag that shows us as Taungurung people, recognises us Taungurung people and the country in which we are on. And so I welcome you to Taungurung country and welcome to be meeting with the Taungurung people on this great day today to raise our sovereign flag and for it to be now to have it open. I'm going to now pass it on to Shane, who's going to do a smoking.
Hi everyone, for those who don't know me, my name's Shane Monk, proud Taungurung man. I'd just like to pay my respects to my elders past, present and future, and any other Indigenous people here to their elders past, present and future as well. Like Steve said, here to do a smoking ceremony. The smoking ceremony is a really special ceremony for Taungurung people and all other mobs as well. It's a cleansing ceremony. It's to cleanse the mind and body from bad spirits. One of the reasons our mobs used to do smoking ceremonies was when we had people travelling across our country, we'd want to cleanse them so they wouldn't leave bad spirits as they travelled across our country. As you'll see, once I start to smoke, it'll be a white smoke. A white smoke is a cleansing smoke. Same as when our ancestors used to manage our land with fire. It was a white smoke. When you have white smoke, you end up with black ash. That's a good fire, healing fire. If you have a fire that's too hot, it'll be a dirty smoke and you'll end up with white ash, and the white ash is no good for our environment. Whereas the black ash, after a rain, the nutrients from that black ash will go into the soils. A lot of our natives need fire to germinate. So after a cool burn's normally gone through and we get a rain, that signals our natives that we have had a fire and they'll germinate. So very special. I will start the smoking ceremony in a second and get everyone to come through. But one thing I'll ask is just at the end, just to lift your feet into the smoke, because it's your feet that touch Mother Earth. That's the connection that the bad spirits will leave your body and go onto Mother Earth. And again, like I said, it's a cleansing smoke. It's to cleanse the mind and body from bad spirits. Take some in. It's not a harsh smoke. And it's another way of, I found this out only a couple of weeks ago, the eucalyptus leaf, that's a medicine. It's another way of taking that medicine in, is through the smoking ceremony. So I'll go through, then I'll ask all the Taungurung people to come through first, and then everyone else, if they could all come through. So I don't know if we want to come through this way and then just sort of work our way back around.
Thanks, Shane. First off, there is a coffee machine, facility there. So anyone who wants to have one after this, please feel free to do so. It's on the house from Taungurung, so please feel free to be able to do so. I'm Matt Burns. I'm a Nirabaluk man from the Taungurung Nation. I just want to acknowledge that it was so great to see so many Taungurung people here today, and then the cast of thousands of our staff as well that came through, and also just want to acknowledge all of our partners that have come as well. So I noticed that we've got some partners from DELP, from Department of Justice, from Mitchell Shire, and some other kind of partners as well. So it's great to see so many people come. I think when we decided to do this event, I didn't really expect that anyone would want to come. So it's just so fantastic to see everyone to take part in what is really a significant day. This flag, Auntie Lorraine Padgham designed. It's something that when we were, I guess, in light of what was happening with the Aboriginal flag, we came to the conclusion, and I provided a paper to the board around treaty and how we're moving forward as a sovereign nation. And we needed to not only have the Aboriginal flag, which was something which was a symbol of our collective people as Aboriginal people in Victoria, but also in Australia, but also something that represents the Taungurung people. Something that provides identity for us as a collective of Taungurung people, so we can move forward in unity together into treaty and take advantage of our rights and responsibility to care for country again. So again, it's great to see so many people, great to see so many Taungurung staff and Taungurung people join us here today. The story of the flag, I asked Art if it was okay if I could just provide a bit of context to the flags. So when we started this process, we really wanted to engage the community as best as we could, so we can get buy-in, really to tell the story about, well, what is our identity as Taungurung people? And then, so we created some values that we wanted to kind of embed in the process when we engaged with our mob around getting behind a sovereign flag. When we did that, we got a lot of support from community. There was a lot of support behind that. And we went through a process where we engaged the mob and said, look, we want submissions. And we got 36 submissions from mob, which was really fantastic to see that there was such interest in kind of, I guess having the pride of being the artist that provides something that represents the Taungurung people from now, but also in time immemorable as we move forward. We also engaged our community to create a subcommittee to kind of narrow it down, which was really hard because there were such fantastic designs. But overwhelmingly, we went to the mob and went for a vote for what design was something that represents them personally. They feel like it's representative of them as a Taungurung person, but also representative of the collective. And the flag that was chosen was overwhelmingly chosen for a lot of reasons because it had kind of cultural elements to it. So we've got the stars in there, which are Pleiades, which is the Seven Sisters, which is known as a very significant Kulin story, but also a story that exists across Australia. Aboriginal people have a very consistent, varying over spaces, but really significant stories around the Seven Sisters and how it applies in cultural law. We've also got the ochre, and this is representative of the of our country. This is ochre that you'll find on Taungurung country, so the ochre colour. You've also got the yellow line, which we've all decided that there's a lot of kind of definitions that can come with that, and I'll leave it open to your interpretation, but it's, I guess, the trajectory of where we're going as a people, but it's also, I guess, our ancestral line connection for all the way back to our old people to where we are now. And then, moreover, it's kind of representative of us as the people of the rivers and mountains. So there's that, and then there's also black, which represents our people and our collective people. And as I said, this is something that we're really trying to enable us to create more unity as we move together as a community and we take more responsibility and care for our country moving forward. I guess before I pass on to the Attorney General, what we're wanting to see as we move forward is our flag flying on country everywhere. I'd like to call for Shire councils to want to adopt the Taungurung flag to be flown in townships and at the front of council buildings. I want, our partners in Parks Victoria also to want to take that on. So when we drive onto country and parks and reserves which are owned by the Taungurung people, we see our flag, flying really proudly on country. I really want it also to be just a kind of create a bit of safety for our own community when we come back on country. We see the Taungurung flag flying everywhere, so people come on and feel like a bit of safety and feel a bit secure in themselves, knowing that this is me as a Taungurung person, and I'm back, and it's a symbol of welcome as well. So that's it for me, and I'll pass on to the Attorney General, who's just going to say a few words as well.
Thanks. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Stephen, and thank you so much, Shane, for the smoking ceremony. Brilliant job. Good afternoon, everyone, and of course, I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners, the Taungurung people, and pay my deep personal respects to elders, past, present, and we've got a few working on the class, as well as see young Taungurung people as well. Look, I really wanted to be part of today's ceremony, and I do thank Matt Burns and the rest of the Taungurung leadership group for inviting me to this really significant day, the launch of your new flag. I think I speak for everyone. It was a great description that Matt gave, but Lorraine's design is really, really powerful. It really embodies the proud, resilient spirit of the Taungurung, so well done with the design. The symbolism in the flag does really speak to your connection to country, as we heard from Matt, and I think seeing it around locally will really be a fantastic symbol to particularly young Taungurung people, but also just that mark of respect and that recognition that all Victorians, all Australians should have for our traditional owners. I have been gifted a flag, and we will display it in our office in Wallen, so I do thank you very much for that gift. What the flag says to me is that the Taungurung nation is rising, reasserting its identity and reclaiming its sovereignty, and I'm very proud of doing so. I hope that all Taungurung people, from the littlest to your elders, see the flag and really do feel a sense of optimism and purpose. I do hope to see the flag more around, but personally for me, being a Broadford local, I love having Taungurung here. I love working with Taungurung as a local member, as the Attorney General, also as the Minister for Resources. It's a fantastic organisation that not only empowers your people, you're a very valuable asset to government. We like working in partnership with you on important programs. We've got a lot happening in that space, and I do really benefit from the advice and support that I personally receive from Taungurung. So I personally want to thank you and your organisation because you're helping me do my job better. But I do want to thank everyone for coming along today. So I didn't expect this many people either. So thank you so much for turning out, particularly those from the Taungurung community. So thank you so much, and congratulations on a wonderful day. I look forward to working with you and our other agencies as we progress and advance. Thank you.
So before we move into just unfurling the flag, and we'll get a photo before the flag's raised, just want to say personally thank you to the Attorney General. She has been a very good supporter of Taungurung over a number of years. She's been the champion, I guess, in some of our kind of backroom fights that we may have had over the years to try and recognise our rights, and she's been a fantastic supporter. So I just wanted to thank her as well for the work that she's done with us, genuinely supporting the Taungurung people, and I have no doubt that that will continue into the future. So I might call upon the Deputy Chairperson, the Attorney General, Aunty Lorraine, and we're going to unfurl this, and we're also going to just get a quick photo up before we raise.